I'm Paul and I play bass.
I'm Alex and I sit up the back and bang the drums.
Yeah, and I'm Sean. I do guitars and vocals. I suppose it started out late 2007 with me and Alex. Decided to form a punk band, mostly due to my lack of vocal ability, I suppose. And in 2008 we thought, quite fancy doing some gigs, so we went and recruited Paul in about April from a strange website called suicidegirls.com, which is sort of emo and goth porn pretty much, and he was on there not as sort of a porn star, but he was there anyway. We sort of made a couple of songs, went and sort of played a few gigs at the Mojo's open mic nights, and yeah, just started building up slowly but surely, because not being from the country and didn't really know a lot of people on the scene, so it's been a very slow progression to get onto the bigger stages like the Rocket Room. You want to be the biggest band in Perth, you'll take ages doing it because, it's not too big a target to reach for. But if you say, right, I want to be a big band in Australia, and you kind of realise that the first thing is to get out of Perth, you hurry up, it's a lot faster because...
I would attribute it solely to Sean's
stubbornness and...
No, I was going to say his charming accent.
Everyone having a good night then tonight?
I've always got into like pop punk, so I love pop music, anything with a good melody really. And then, when we're trying to write songs, if it sticks in your head, if it's got a good melody, we consider it to be a good song. Got some pretty stupid songwriting processes, coming up with names of songs and thinking, how would that song sound? Yeah. Just from the name.
Skeletons was, a case in point where we had the name of the song for 2 months and we just sat there and think, what's Skeletons going to sound like? And then eventually Paul came up with a riff and I thought, there we go. And then from then on it sort of took another few weeks to sort of get all the guitars down based around the riff, and then after months of gigging it, I finally wrote the lyrics to it. Yeah, I hate that word angst though, because I think a lot of bands these days, they've got tons of angst, but it's like, I didn't get my pocket money, or they don't really aim their angst in any particularly good direction. I mean, it's sort of, I think our generation of the generation of mushrooms have been kept in the dark quite a bit, and we don't really sit there and go out trying to find out what's going on. Got about 4 tracks down so far that I'm fairly pleased with. One of them turned into a 7-minute long song, which is
yet to write the rest of the album.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, I don't give a shit. As I said, I'm happy with how we're being received, and yeah, it's nice to get good reviews too. Sort of, especially compliments on the singing. That was the.
That was a shock to all of us.
That was a good turnaround from what I was mentioning before, the 2004 the breakwater, when Sean got turned off halfway through a gig.
Yeah, and look at me now, ma. End of the day, it's all about the music. I think it's time to walk to